Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to make these adorable decorative sweetheart boxes. We are going to kind of toss those sweethearts. If you have somebody that likes them, put them in a baggie. And we're going to carefully use this heat tool to loosen up the top of the box because you want it intact. You don't want to rip it. Or you could use a blade or scissors. So I'm actually going to take, this is just like a little package opener I got from Hobby Lobby. They come in like a 3 or a 4 pack in the paper section. I'm going to go ahead and kind of slice this part of the box open. You're not going to go through the whole box, just the outside of the box. If it helps to take the box apart, you can, but I left this intact. And then I'm going to kind of cut out this little sign that they have in front of the box, but I'm going to leave kind of the original packaging on it because I want this to feel like a decorative vintage type feel. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to use some garland, some rickrack, and my strawberry shortcake valentines, and we are going to decorate this. So it's pretty easy and self-explanatory, but I do like doing these videos to show you how I do it step to step. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can use fabric tack glue. This is just an example of me using it, so it's definitely doable with that if you don't use hot glue, especially if you're going to be doing this with a kid. These are great for a kid or a classroom project. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some of my little garland on this. Now I will say I recommend using a very thin garland because these boxes are very small. If you are doing a larger box, you could definitely do this with any type of candy box, and you could use larger pieces of garland. This was left over from Christmas. Obviously it's the red, and what I tried to do here is I tried to kind of put it around the edges. So you'll see how I kind of put it in between like the side of where I cut it and the top. That way some of the garland can go inside, so it's not overwhelming the box because you still want to read it, but you can pretty much figure it out. So this part you'll play with. And then I did use some rickrack, and I just kind of used a piece of it just to go along the side of my box, and I didn't want to hide the name, but it was just, I don't know, I added the little pink for strawberry shortcake, so I just thought that was a really cute touch. And now we are ready to decorate the inside. Now this part is optional because obviously you're going to be putting things in front of it. I did it so that it looks better done, if that makes sense. I did it because you don't know what your images is going to cut out to be, and instead of having that white background, I think it would have been just really fun to put the background. But I just used scrap paper. This is actually paper that I designed, and I'm actually using strips that I used to make some ATC cards, so always use your scraps. I just cut it doesn't have to be exact. I just kind of cut it into little pieces, and I just want to make sure that the box can shut, and then I just used my glue stick to kind of put it down in there. Now what I'm going to do now is we are going to cut some holes at the top of the box, and I'm using my crocodile just to kind of cut the holes because eventually we're going to turn these into ornaments. Now this part is optional too. You don't have to make it into an ornament, but I have a Valentine tree, so I love to make ornaments for that. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. We're going to finish kind of decorating it, and then I'll show you what to do at the end. So I am using the strawberry shortcake valentines. If you haven't already gotten yourself a box, try to find yourself a box because these are just superb. I absolutely love them. They are very good quality, and if this part makes sense, it actually is almost the same finish as the box itself, for the box of candy. So they kind of match really well. As you can see, I kind of left a little tab there on the side when I cut this, so I have something to glue it on and attach to the inside of my box. And what I like to do with these boxes is I love to kind of have them popping out. You'll see the other ones that I made. I'm kind of having that image pop out of the box for fun. And again, you don't have to keep all that extra, like the flowers and stuff in there. You could always cut that out. These Valentines though are adorable, you guys. So now I'm going to go ahead and take some of my little things that I picked up from Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, some conversation hearts. They have all kinds of things out right now to make little Valentines. And this is the perfect stuff to embellish this with. So I just use this little felt heart, and I just kind of, it's okay if you cover some of it because you know what it says. Everybody knows these are classic boxes. So I went ahead and covered just a little bit of embellishment there, and then I used a button because we love to use our buttons. I keep mine in my little container there, and I just kind of added that to the corner, and this will help with your little rough edges that you cut around the box. Okay, now is the time we're going to turn this into an ornament. So if you're just doing this as a box, you could skip this part. But what I did was I put my little eyelets in, and I used my crocodile. I'm showing you how to use the crocodile because I did not know how, and I did it completely backwards for like a week until I figured it out. I will say a tip for this is the thinner the piece of material is that you're putting this eyelet through, the harder you do have to push down. So if it's something really thick, you don't have to push down very hard. Something thin like this, I did have to push down pretty hard. So I'm just threading a piece of, this is just twine. I use the same twine for my other boxes. I'm just kind of showing you there. And what I do is I have them both coming out of the hole. You could use this, you could basically tie this however you want, but this is how I did it. And then I'm now going to hot glue that box back together. I'm making sure that my string is pulled all the way through. And now I have my two pieces sticking out. This just gives the box a little bit more stability to hold whatever you have. You know, some of these embellishments can get a little heavy, so that kind of keeps it in place. And now we're going to go ahead and finish it off by putting our little tabs of more scrap paper. I happen to design this strawberry paper for one of my ATC cards, so I'm going to take a little strip of that. It does not have to be exact. I'm just kind of using it to kind of cover that barcode and like all that stuff we don't really want on there. And this is optional too. You can always leave it like that if you want, but I used my favorite glue stick to put these on the sides. I just think it gives it a nice finished look. And then I just put it on that side. Now there is both, the box does have two different sides, so you guys could use the heart one that says to and from. I left that intact, but here it is, guys. I am obsessed with these. These are so fun and very unique for any kind of gift, even a teacher gift. These are the ones that I made, and I will be making some more and putting it in my next Etsy drop. Make sure you like and follow the page and share this with your strawberry shortcake friends. And thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it.